Alright, upon closer inspection of this older vehicle, you can see that not a lot of my lines are visible in my image planes. Big problem. I should have chosen something that was a little bit more visible. But as you can see, in this older vehicle, I really like this scoop feature that's coming in here. And it does go back quite far behind the mirror. So I'm going to take just a little bit and go ahead and alter my mesh so that I can get more of that feature in there. I don't recommend this. In order to get a clean curve on your body, the reason we use curves to start with is to maintain that. But I'm going to come in here and modify this one so that if I do get any bad artifacting, you'll be able to see that as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is come back in here and let's gauge this again. That mirror is sitting right about the same place that the windshield rail comes down. So I'm going to use that as my guide. And just come in here and cut up a few polys and position the verts to depict that a little bit better. Rather than having it run off here, I'm going to have that feature come back further, probably to about here. So let's go ahead in and do these modifications. The door will, I believe, stay in the same place. Yes, it comes down here and around, so I think I'm okay there. I'll just have to take that into consideration as I'm reorganizing my mesh here. In fact, it might be better just to take that out and put it back when I'm done. So with edges selected, I'm going to double click, there we go, and I'm going to come up here to edit mesh, delete edge verts, so it cleans that area just a little bit. I'm going to do the same here for the time being. So that I can reorganize this without having to deal with too many verts. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is grab this vert. I can see the angle of this wants to come up more. I'm going to go ahead and build it in so that it arches this way. So with my face is selected, I'll just come up here. I have to select my faces. I'm going to split a couple of polys. So, let's see, I'll probably do this one to about here. Alright. And press enter. I'm going to do that again. Split. Alright, press enter. And it's not going to give me a nice curve as I want, so I'll go ahead and pull that up a little bit. Normal. So I can begin to get a nice arched curve. Alright. I'll come in here and also pull it up just a little bit. Alright, now let's see. We're going to want to split those faces so that I can continue this. Actually, go ahead and wrap it in real quick. And to define that area. Alright, so if we divide that, what happens? Well, it's ugly right now, but I think it's getting the shape that I want a little bit better. I'm working on that. Alright, so trying to decide whether I want to, I think I'll raise these up a little bit to accentuate that. I'm really taking risks now with destroying that curve and making it look like my car is too wavy, the lines of it. Continue. Peak here, and it's still a little bit low here maybe. Trying to just gauge where that arc would. Alright, let's go with that for the time being. Alright, now I want to here, select those edges. Oops. Edge that. Check that. Brush. Alright, now down here there's a little issue there. We'll get to that a little bit later, but what I want to do is create this inset. I'm just going to block some edges here. Leave those in a little space. Get that indentation there. Here's a quick problem that you can resolve if you are viewing your mesh and it looks kind of wonky like this. Then go ahead and check your verts on your mesh around that area and just make sure that they're welded. I have one back here that I discovered is not welded. And you can see what a difference that makes. I have the same problem down here. Weld that, and yes, I get a much cleaner result. And this right around here is likely not a problem. Oh, yeah, it is. Unwelded verts. So, you can see that that's still not doing, it's not behaving the way that I want it, but I'm going to leave it for now because this is actually where I'm going to cut in my door and finish this little hole down here, and I'll be ready to move on from that area and begin to cut in some detail on some other panels. The other problem that I have that I need to try to resolve is this is the an example of the artifacting that happens when you try to so you can see that a little bit better. When you try to move verts after you have created your panels, you can see that there's a concave surface right here. Now I can go in and try to resolve that by pulling verts, continuing to pull verts, but it may get better, it may get worse, but this is something that you want to try to avoid in your original mesh. Now if I do decide that I need to do that, you can see how these curves kind of come in here, causing a problem. So it's probably this entire string. Oh, another problem. If you are selecting verts and you find that your gizmo departs from the central location, it's likely that you've selected something on another part of your mesh, and as you can see right down here. So you want to make sure you don't do that, because if you go moving these around, you're going to unknowingly move that area as well and cause damage, sometimes irreversible damage. You have to go back and rework some of your splines and reconvert and patch that in. So proceed with caution when you're doing this. I also tend to use soft select if I can. It may or may not help. But up this to 0.2. Sometimes I can catch just a little bit of weighting on those. Let's try 0.3. A little bit of weighting on that. And then I can come back in here and try to move that out versus starting. I don't know if that's going to help it or hurt it. We won't know until we actually start subdividing quite a bit. So, looks like it may have helped it a little bit. But I'm not getting the clean result that I hoped. You never really do. See that I have a concave surface here, it's a little convex here, so it's going to take me a while to tweak on that, and it may be even more beneficial to go back and rework my original splines. But for now, because of time constraints, we'll continue to work forward so that I can get you this information. I'll have to correct this later.